Are you prepared for a power emergency? Well, Dr. Prepare has you covered. Now, this is one of those lithium iron phosphate batteries that are extremely popular these days. Everybody wants these, nobody wants the lead. Why? Because these can work either direction. So up and down, left and right, and they're not too heavy. But look, the market is full of this kind of lithium iron phosphate batteries, but why would you choose this brand over the others? Well, in this video, I'm going to put it through some tests and I'm going to try to make a point. So let's get into it. Now, before I hook it up, there's three things that are very, very important about lithium iron phosphate batteries, and that's price, safety, and performance. So these are the three things that really matter, and because the market is so crowded, how do you choose? So this brand is called Dr. Prepare, and there's a small manual that comes with it. So before I hook it up, safety. There is a temperature sensor inside these. Other brands don't have it. And why is this temperature sensor important? Because the BMS, which is the management system for the battery, controls that sensor. And if the battery gets too hot, then the BMS turns off either charging or discharging to protect the battery, protect from catching on fire. So I dare you to find a video for these things catching on fire. These are not like the lithium ion batteries that catch on fire all the time and you see those cars bursting in flames. These are lithium iron phosphate, very, very different technology. So safety is one of the reasons that you would choose them, also price. Now the market is really, really crowded, and this one has a couple of features that maybe the other cheaper brands don't have. And I'm going to put them through the test right now, but just going through the manual, there's a couple of things I want to mention. Now, these are working batteries. This is not something that you buy and you keep in the closet and you decide a year later to use it. These batteries require to be charged and discharged every 3 to 6 months. You need to put it to work. So when you buy them and you're ready to build up your motor home or your house or whatever you're going to power with these things, put them to work within like a month or 2 months. It's actually specifically written in the manual, and I want to be very clear as far as that goes. Now these batteries are 100 amps discharge each, and we're going to test that out today to see if they can handle 100 amps as rated. There are 1280 watt hours in each battery, so two of them, they're 2500. These particular brand from Dr. Prepare can be hooked up in a 4S4P. What 4S4P means? 4 in series, that means you can make a 48 volt system, and 4 in parallel. So the BMS can talk to other BMSs hooked up in parallel, and therefore you could have up to 20 kilowatts of power for the house. Dr. Prepare in their manual said that they recommend to charge them at 20 amps. That means that they will be from 0 to 100% in about 6 hours, but they could handle a maximum of 50 amps. Now, when you charge them with a lot of amps, what's gonna happen is that they're gonna warm up. But these are perfect for solar, because solar, when you hook them up 4 in parallel, maybe 2 or 4 in series, you're gonna have that nice distribution among all of them. So if you have a solar system that is like 2 or 3 kilowatts, 8 of these will be able to absorb at 20 amps with no problem whatsoever. And it could go up to 50 if the sun comes up and wants to play a little bit for an hour or so. So these are perfect for a battery bank for the house, and I'm going to show you mine towards the end of the video. In durability, actually these are very, very affordable for how long they last. The durability on the lithium iron phosphate battery is amazing. So here in the manual, it's 3000 cycles to 80%. Now, let me explain that, because some people are confused as far as that goes. 3000 cycles means that you charge them one time a day and discharge them, that's one cycle, every day of the year for 8 years. And these 3000 cycles are to 80%. So that means that if they are 1280 watts right now, in 8 years, there will be 1000 watts. That doesn't mean that they just die and you have to throw them away. It means that they will maintain their capacity to 80% in 8 years. This is one of the best deals that you could have compared to lead acid batteries that they were like complete garbage. After 6 years you have to throw them away. So we know Dr. Prepare are safe, we know they are affordable, we know that they last a long time. How good they could handle all the things that they have claimed here in the manual. Let's put it to the test. So this is a test bench. This is a 2000 watt inverter. I'm hooked up just to one of the batteries right now because I want to test out the 100 amp hour that the BMS claims that this one can deliver. We have a 1200 watt heater over here. So this one pulls 100 amps. And then we also have a watt meter over here. It's going to tell us how much power is going through the system. And then we have also our regular heat gun. So this one pulls another 500 watts. So these total combined are about 1800. But my goal is to find out if this one can handle at least 100 amps, what is rated on the Dr. Prepare battery. And then we're gonna watch the numbers over here. So this one is gonna tell us the voltage of the battery and also the amperage that is pulling out. Also, the information will be available over there. The fan noise is gonna go higher because this one is gonna start consuming some power to cool itself off. We're gonna turn the heater on low. So right now we're running on low, pulling 578. Over here, the battery is at 12.5 and 618. This one is claiming that it's pulling. Now there's some losses in the conversion. We're gonna switch that to 1200. The fans just came on. This one is pulling 1168. This one is pulling 1095. So it's about 1100 that the heater is pulling. It's gonna change a little bit throughout the test process. So we already know that we are pulling almost its maximum 100 amp hours. So right now it's pulling almost its maximum 100 amp hours. We're gonna let it run for a little bit like this, see what happens, and then we're gonna test it out with even more pull. So right now it's doing this for the past 10 minutes. I've just sped up the video for you guys. And it's exactly 100 amps. So we have 11.90 volts on the battery and we're pulling 1168 watt hours. That means that we have exactly 100 amps, 99 amps pulling out of it. It has maintained that with a very, very stable voltage. So this one can definitely do what it claims, 100 amp hours. The battery didn't get warm at all. The heater is still pulling really, really nice hot air outside. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna test two more things. We are going to stress out the BMS to see if it can handle more, and we want this BMS to shut off and then see if it's gonna be able to recover. I'm gonna make it pull another 500 watt hours with this thing, so another 50 amps. This is 50% more than it can handle. So let's see what's gonna happen. I'm expecting for this one to cut off and then the BMS to protect the battery. And you can see the wattage over there. We're pulling 1700 right now. 17 over here. So this BMS can handle more than it was rated. The voltage dropped a little bit to 11.40, 11.31. Let's see how long it lasts like this. Every alarm is going because I'm exceeding the power for that watt meter. So I'm exceeding a little bit the power rating for that watt meter, but so far it's still holding on. So it's rated to 100 amp hours maximum discharge, but it can definitely do a lot more. I can feel my wires over here getting a little bit hot. These wires are only rated for 100 amps, and these wires for my inverter are getting a little bit hot, but the battery, no problem. It's already maintaining for 30 seconds. 1127 volts, didn't cut off. I'm pulling over 150 amps out of it right now. Okay, so it's not gonna cut off because it doesn't need to. It's capable of maintaining all that power for a lot longer. The temperature sensor inside is specifically designed to cut off if it gets hot, but it doesn't get hot. I'm not able to pull enough out of it to make a difference. So you pay for 100 amp hours, you get a lot more for short bursts. And my short burst is not really short, it's already a minute. Okay, so now we're going almost 2 minutes and it's still doing it. So at this point, I'm gonna pull as much as I can. So I'm gonna switch this one to pull 1000 watts, see what's gonna happen. but I'm expect something really, really bad to happen. So I'm exceeding the power of this thing and it just cut off. So right now, this just cut off before the battery even bothered. This is only 2000 watts rated and I was pulling 2400. This one gave up. Battery still gives power because as you can see over here, the voltages are stabilizing. 12.91, 0 watts getting pulled. These lithium iron phosphate batteries are as good as it gets. I am very, very, very happy with this technology. I don't understand why they don't implement it into every electric car out there because they're so safe. You don't have to ever worry about anything. It's just they deliver so much more. I want to mention that I discovered after doing this test that this tripped. So I was pulling so much power that literally this particular connector tripped. And why? Because it was not rated for 2400 watts. So unbelievable how much power this and this can deliver. So I didn't try to skew the numbers as far as this video goes because even though they recommend to charge them completely when you get them from the manufacturer, they get shipped at 50%. And I didn't charge them, so I've done all that on a battery that was only half charged with electricity that came from halfway across the world. And right now, the voltage that I have on this battery, it's 1305, and on the new one that I haven't used at all, it's 1318. If you are looking for a good battery, forget lead acid, forget AGMs, forget all that cheaper, stupider technology. Having a battery backup system for the house never been easier. With that being said, I hope you appreciate this video. Check the links at the bottom. If I'm going to find some discount code for you guys, I'm going to post them. Every time the price changes, I'm going to give you the best deal available. And I hope that this video was useful to you. Thanks for watching.